The following events were recorded as they happened at the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto. In this episode of Little Miracles, Cheryl's bone marrow transplant and Sara's recovery from brain surgery. 5-year-old Cheryl has leukemia. She will soon receive a bone marrow transplant.
We're going underground. Okay.
Cheryl's 12-year-old brother Shokri will donate his bone marrow with the hope of saving his sister. To keep Cheryl clear of infection, she will have to be in isolation for at least 3 to 5 weeks.
This is our regular isolation room.
You know what my room is filled with on the behind you? Donations.
Cheryl has had intensive chemo and radiation therapy for months. Nothing has worked. Her last hope is her brother's bone marrow.
And one there, within a balloon.
Yeah, she loves the balloons.
And there are their footprints.
You always pull it toward the teeth.
I caught one!
Oh.
After I wake up and if there's like soreness or anything, they're gonna give me a medicine or something.
You bet.
Through an IV.
Probably not. They might give it to you orally or through an IV, but definitely something to help you feel more comfortable. Have you been told anything about what to expect tomorrow?
Well, yeah, they said that the doctor. I talked to another doctor before, and he said that I might have a choice of whether to get a IV or something for the anesthetic.
Yes.
And when I wake up, I might have some soreness or something.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. You will end up on the 4th floor. I will be there with something very special for you because you're doing an amazing thing. And I would say within 1 day or 2 days, you'll be up and running.
Okay.
Now, if there's one thing that I want you to take away from today, it's what I'm going to be telling you in the next few minutes, okay? You know that your sister has what we would call a life-threatening illness. Okay. And you understand that she needs to have a transplant in order to survive.
Yeah.
Okay. What I want you to remember is that even though the bone marrow is a perfect match, that sometimes the disease comes back. And sometimes the actual transplant doesn't work. So if there's one thing I want to make so clear to you, is that if things don't work out and your sister is still sick, that it doesn't have to do with you. Do you have any questions about that?
Okay. Not really.
Okay.
13-year-old Sara suffers from devastating epileptic seizures. She has had her brain mapped to locate the trouble spots.
Hi, Sara. How are you? You see me a little bit with that left eye? Tomorrow we will plan to remove the part of the brain that's causing your seizures. We have a great chance to make you seizure-free. How does that sound?
Okay.
Thumbs up sign, that's great. The one thing though, when we take away the part of the brain called the occipital part, that will affect your vision off to the side.
So when I'm 16, I could drive a car?
We will wait for the eye doctors to check your eyes, and then we'll be able to tell if you have enough vision to be able to drive.
But just in their daily life, the kids seem to accommodate very easily to that kind of neglect on the left side.
I'm still optimistic. I still think that everything would be okay. And so far, Sara has been responding very good. And everybody's praying for Sara. And I know it will work out.
Today, Sara will have a portion of her brain removed to hopefully stop her epilepsy.
Okay, team, how's it going? Good?
It's going well, yep.
We have the template. Oh, great.
So it looks to me like it comes right.
Yeah. There's some veins underneath there, so we'll explore that. Good, 125.
Okay, 2 next to it is 24.
24.
While she's isolated, she'll only be able to see Mom and Dad. Just to review Cheryl's case, where we're at with Cheryl. You know that Cheryl has this AML, her acute myelogenous leukemia, That particular subtype of leukemia in childhood is very high risk. It's very hard to cure. Fortunately, Cheryl has Shokri, who has the same bone marrow type. So if we do a bone marrow transplant, first thing that it's important for you to know is that 3 out of 10 times this doesn't work. So this doesn't guarantee a cure. Sometimes the leukemia comes back anyways. Essentially, if transplant doesn't work, it's unlikely that anything will work. So if this doesn't work, it's not, the outlook is not good, okay? The second thing you need to know is that transplant procedures are very, very high risk. So when we do this, 1 out of 10 kids will not survive it. I think having gone over all of this, it sounds pretty depressing. You're thinking, it's not. The likelihood, though, is that these things will not happen. And the vast majority of kids who have a bone marrow transplant get through the transplant without significant bad effects. Once it's all over and done with, you usually couldn't pick them out of a crowd. They look healthy, and they live normal, healthy, happy lives. We'll do everything we can to make sure she gets the most effective treatment. We'll try and help her get through that as best we can. But whether it works or not is really beyond our control. That's in the hands of a higher power.
I think if you came straight down here, we'll do this like a lobectomy first. This part's a little bit complicated back here, and if you try to take this out in one piece, you'll end up into the ventricle and have all sorts of problems.
And then start the maintenance in about 8 hours.
8 hours?
Yeah. We have put down all the numbers and letters on the brain so we know exactly where hand is and where sensation is that we talked about yesterday, and then we put down all these numbers so he knows what to take out, and this is all exactly where we thought it should be. So we know exactly where function is, so we can stay away from that, okay? And we'll put down electrodes and see if there's any seizure activity left, okay? She's doing fine, and he's starting the surgery right now. So I'll talk to you when we finish everything.
I'm going to take some blood. Fill line with some saline.
Which one is ours?
They are egg sellers.
Just hydrating her tonight for her chemo tomorrow. We can take off her mask.
What we're going to do is tomorrow when you come in, you'll come in first thing in the morning. You go down to the operating room. They'll put you to sleep. Your blood pressure's normal. Then we put needles through the bone into the marrow cavity, and we pull out a little bit of marrow. We need about 500 milliliters of bone marrow from you. That will probably take about 50 or 100 pokes. The light is bright, but it won't damage your eyes. The effects will be gone in a couple of minutes. You look great. This is going to be a piece of cake. I'll bet your little sister is very thankful to have a big brother like you.
Okay, Brian, why don't you put it in? I think you'll be okay. Now, I just want to get this out. The rest of this goes to 6611. Okay, and then this is going to pathology here.
She's doing fine, and we're finished. Dr. Rutka's now closing. So what we said we were going to do was take the temporal lobe and the occipital lobe. There was a little bit of brain left underneath here, which I asked Dr. Rutka to go ahead and take because a lot of the seizures are coming from this area, and I didn't want to take the chance of bleeding anything. So he took this whole thing, and he took all of this. So as we speak, there's no seizure activity coming from anywhere in the brain. So we'll just have to see what happens. So we've done all we can do. I was encouraged that EEG looked so good everywhere.
Yes, the horse is right there. Hey, you. How are you? We will be turning down the lights.
And could you draw that curtain as well?
Okay, here we go. Remember to keep your eyes open.
So do you want a picture for you and a picture for our wall?
This one for the wall.
Or this one for you guys? Did that one work? That one worked.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay.
Sarah, look who's here. Mom and Dad are here.
Hello, Sara.
She's doing great.
Yeah.
She's just waking up a little bit.
Yeah.
She's moving her hands and feet for us, which is wonderful. Sarah. She likes to sleep. You like to sleep? Funny?
Hi, Shokri.
Yes.
Hi, did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes.
I'm Dr. Carsey with anesthesia. Just been looking through this. It sounds like you're entirely healthy. Is that true?
Yeah.
You're 12 years old?
Yeah.
Have you ever had an anesthetic before or an operation before? No. Is there any family history of problems with anesthesia on either side, mom or dad?
As I remember it all.
Who you're donating to?
My sister.
Your sister. That's a nice present, isn't it, from Big Brother? If you don't like IVs, we'll give you a mask. And we have bubblegum masks, we have watermelon masks, and strawberry masks. Do you like any of those? Which one?
Watermelon.
Watermelon it is. Okay, so we'll give you a watermelon mask. You can hold it yourself, okay? And it's laughing gas, it's giggly gas. You start feeling nice and giggly. And then you won't even feel the IV going in, okay? It's good. We'll see you in there soon.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Thanks.
So you okay? Watermelon.
How would we like to do the small volumes, large
About 5 ml can. I mean, we've got a big donor. So this will go from here to blood bank. If blood bank needs to do anything in terms of taking off plasma or red cells, they'll do that, and then the product will go straight upstairs.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm okay. Just here hurts because it's swollen.
No seizures or anything?
No.
Good. The hair is coming back quickly.
Oh, don't talk about that.
Squeeze my fingers.
Tight. Good girl.
Okay, look at my nose. How many fingers?
I don't see.
Okay, and now?
2.
2. Okay. Look at my nose. You see here, right? How many?
2.
And here? You don't see until I come
2.
this way. So half of the world on this side, you're not seeing too good. But it's gonna get better. You know it's from your surgery.
He's awake. He's a little dizzy right now.
she told me.
I told him that he'll be here for about another half an hour, and then he'll be going upstairs.
You can't open your eyes. You have to open your eyes. Okay, you don't have to open your eyes. Just relax.
So they removed the occipital and temporal lobe, and then she developed double vision when she awoke from the anesthetic. Is that it? Is that what you noticed? Are you keeping your eyes closed now, your right eye closed now because you have to, or just to avoid the double vision? To avoid the double vision.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Just look at my pencil tip right here, would you? Watch it come over here, all the way over. Look up here, up. Look over here, up, down.
When I look up with this eye, it hurts.
Okay. I'd like you to tell me when you see the blue part of the pencil coming from the side. Say yes when you see it.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Yes. Yes.
Well, your daughter does have reason to have double vision. Her eyes are not straight, as you can see yourself, I'm sure. One is pointing off to the side, This came on after the operation, so presumably it's due to some upheaval, you know, within the brain of immediately following surgery, and I'm hopeful that this would clear as everything else improves, as the swelling from the operation goes down.
When she look at me, I can see that it's a little bit off.
Yes.
And,
I can't predict if it will go away completely. If it doesn't go away completely, then we have to think of glasses with prisms, or possibly even eye muscle surgery. One of the things I didn't mention inside was the fact that she's not seeing well to her left side. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
You are aware of that, okay. The degree of visual loss she has there is quite severe. She has no light perception at all to the left-hand side. In other words, she's not able to see light right from the center to the side in each eye. It's the same. Unfortunately, it's probably a permanent state of affairs. That has certain implications we can talk about at a later time, if you like, in terms of her education and her ability to do things as an adult.
Oh, he won.
How are you feeling?
A little dizzy.
A little dizzy? Are you feeling a little sore?
A little bit.
Did everything go as we talked about yesterday? Well, remember how yesterday I told you that I was going to be bringing by a special something to kind of commemorate the event because you've done a wonderful thing. Do you know the game Battleship?
Yeah.
This is for you. And this is a certificate that we make for each and every sibling donor who donates bone marrow. So this says that the Hospital for Sick Children Bone Marrow Transplant Unit supports and recognizes you. You're very welcome. Still feeling a bit dizzy? Yeah. Well, you know that you just have to ask for anything you want, okay?
Yep.
All right.
No, I'm sorry.
good. We're gonna just make sure you're feeling everything in your legs, okay?
Like what you do with my hand and neck.
Exactly. So just relax your leg. Good.
I can't see.
You can't see it? Would you
That's
like
not
it?
fair. I get 5 points first.
What? You get 5 points first? No way, Jose. Oh my goodness, what am I up against? Now, do you want to take a step forward?
No.
Okay, it's pretty far.
You gotta respect
Four.
her.
No, how is that? And watch how I'm going to come down. Okay? One step and the other. Okay, can you try that instead? Good. Now how does that feel? Does it still hurt your knee? No? Okay. Now let's walk back to the bench.
I'll put Love Sarah in...
Just Sarah.
Okay, purple.
Here.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hi.
Hey, I like your patch. That's fantastic. Let's see this.
That's for you.
Oh, I'm going to read this out loud. Can I?
Yeah.
It says, Dear Dr. Rutka, thank you for giving me the opportunity to get over my seizures and to feel like a bird. Okay.
Free like a bird.
Love, Sarah. Oh, that's wonderful. You know where this is going to go? Right in my office, right on the wall. I'll find a special place for it. So thank you so much. That's great. How are you feeling?
Good.
You've been doing all this work today? You must be feeling good. Look at the colors of this,
I'm
huh?
walking in the atrium and to the eye clinic.
Aren't you doing fantastic? Yeah, and you've been doing really well with your seizures. I know you had a couple of spells, but basically looks like your seizures are just flashes.
Yeah.
So basically the seizures are much better.
But they're not worse like before.
Good.
Because the ones before used to scare me.
That's right. Yeah. Well, we don't want them to be scary for you now, so I'm a little concerned about the swelling, but basically it seems to be settling down, and hopefully we'll be able to send you home by the weekend.
Why anytime you hum it, I start singing it? And then you finish.
Sara will go off her medications in 2 years. Only then will the surgery's success really be known. But for the first time in years, she is now leading a seizure-free life.
Cheryl will be going into a reverse isolation room after her bath that she takes prior to going in. She's going into room 5. We are about to enter the transplant room now after scrubbing in. Parents at this time cannot enter until they scrub in. We're now going to hook her up. Her marrow is infused by an electronic IV pump. We're currently waiting for the marrow to come up from the blood bank.
Yeah.
So you want to see your brothers one more last time because it's going to go into you soon, okay? See it? Just looks like blood almost, eh? Any questions before we start? Okay, Cheryl, we're going to be starting shortly.
On the next episode of Little Miracles, Cheryl's chance of survival, and Kareem gets a new kidney.